Hey, Darren.
Hey, Tristan.
So I have my belt and everything else like that, but my heart's starting to be attacked. Like, I'm starting to be affected in a way. But what's the piece of armor that I need to help protect my heart from feeling like certain ways about things? And how should I live righteous?
Yeah, no, I think you need the breastplate of righteousness,
Yeah.
right? We have the belt of truth because it brings everything together.
Mm-hmm.
But we need something to protect our heart. And I think that means we need to do something, Tristan.
What's that?
I think we need to
Suit up.
But I mean, people have these tough questions about theology.
Can man choose salvation?
If God's so good, why does he let bad things happen?
Why should I want to get to heaven?
Or does God predestine salvation for man?
I want to know the truth. I want to seek the truth out. I want to seek through Scripture and find God's truth.
What's up, gossipers? Welcome back to another episode. Last week you saw Aiden and Matt, oh my goodness, talk about the belt of truth. So this week, me and Darren will be talking about the breastplate of righteousness and how we should be wearing it to protect ourselves from evil. So, Darren, like, what is the breastplate of righteousness? Like, what is it?
Yeah, so what is the breastplate of righteousness? So I think we have to really digest it. We don't wear armor now.
No,
right?
we really don't.
Right, we don't wear the physical armor that the Roman legionaries were wearing, right? And I believe Matt and Aiden talked about it last week, that the whole set of armor altogether was about 40-60 pounds of just leather, bronze, and heavy material.
Yeah, that's heavy.
And so we found it on the belt of truth, right? We're founded in Scripture. We're founded on this objective truth, right? And what righteousness is, I think we get into that and we look at, okay, what is right living?
Yeah.
What is this concept that we're chasing down there? And so something I want to ask you is just, how would you define righteousness?
So I define righteousness by, like, in the Old Testament, how we had to live by God's law and everything like that. And then it's also in the New Testament where we're living by grace of God. I mean, like, that's kind of how I'm like, yeah, that's being righteous to God, is by living by the law in the Old Testament and then living by grace in this New Testament that we were given.
Yeah, it's living by the covenant God has given us. And
agreed.
I think we see covenants constantly in the Old
Oh,
Testament.
100%.
From Abraham.
Pretty much, actually, from, like, Adam and Eve to up until, like, Jesus, honestly. It's like you see it all over.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's constant. And I also think part of that is the breastplate. What is it, right?
Yeah.
In Ephesians 6:14, right, we see Paul, let me just quickly read this out, right? We see Paul say, "Stand therefore, having fastened the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness," right? So this is something we actively have to put on, right?
Yeah. You can't just usually I got it on and not, like, fasten it down. I mean.
Yeah, and part of that requires, I'm going to say, brotherhood, sisterhood. It requires people around you who are going to help you tighten it to get those hard-to-reach spots. And so that's part of it, I think, of righteousness, is living with covenant people. Right? And we know that to be the church. But the other thing about the term breastplate there is Paul uses the Greek term thoraka. It's the word we get torso or thorax from. But there's a Greek historian. His name's Polybius. And he used a different term for it that probably was likely something that the Roman centurions and soldiers would have called it, and that's cardia soluca, right? The literal translation of that, when you split it up, is cardia, heart, and soluca, guard. It's your heart guard, right?
Hope.
I know, right? And so I think when we look at it, the breastplate of righteousness is the heart guard for spiritual warfare, right? It is our heart guard against all the attacks from Satan, right? And why do we need to protect our heart, right? That's a great thing because
Yeah.
because what's the point? I think we have some scripture here. Mark 7:15.
Yeah, Mark 7:15. Yep.
And for some context, right? The priests, the Pharisees, are trying to trap Jesus, pretty much in his words, and they're if I could flip to the right page.
It's okay.
There's all these traditions and commandments, and we actually heard Aiden and Matt talk about something similar to this last season, right? Straining gnats and swallowing camels, right? And something that they're talking about is what defiles a person.
Yeah.
And so here's what I'm going to quickly read here is verse 15. There is nothing outside of a person that going into him can defile him, but the things that come out of a person that are what defiled him, right? What is coming out of your heart is what defiles you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it means you've already been defiled, right? So what you say, right? Why you say it, who you're hanging around, your actions are what defile you because it shows where your heart truly is. And so we need righteousness to be wrapped around our heart and give us distance from everything that is in this world.
Yeah. I mean, that's fairly true. There was a book I was reading, which I sadly wish I had with me, but it was like, why can't I think of the name of the book? It was a really good book. I actually still have the book, and I'm still currently reading it, but the book is finding God in like the questions and everything, and it gave like a little bit of, it's like, as you just stated about our actions, it's like, it's like we do things and our kids see what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And they copy what we're doing. So say like we're swearing, we're drinking, smoking, and vaping and everything. It's like kids see that all the time.
Yeah.
And they'll start picking that up, and then they'll start doing it. And it's slowly corrupting our hearts with all the sin that's going on with that, honestly. So, but, sorry. What were you going to say?
Actually, last night, I went to a small group, and one of the members there, he had gone to a restaurant, and he actively refused to drink anything because, even though all of his friends were drinking, because the waiters, some of the other fellow patrons at the restaurant were students he knew, right?
Yeah.
They were students at the youth group both me and him volunteer at. And I really respect him because I think that shows our examples in life show righteousness, right?
Yeah.
And I think it bleeds directly into you're talking about of who are your examples?
Yeah.
What are they showing you? I know personally, I don't really come from a Christian family, but a lot of my examples were from the church. And I applaud the gentleman. I'm not going to say his name, but I applaud the gentleman for choosing to show righteousness even when it's hard.
Oh, yeah. It's really hard to show righteousness to people and as well, it's like there's also kind of a thing called right living as well. It's like, that how are we going to be able to be right living with God and everything like that? But I have like a little bit of like stuff that I wrote down for it, and it was like, it's right living is when it's like when you please God by following the commands He has been listed to you as well. It's like trusting in the Lord and everything. It's like that's hard for us to do. It's like how sometimes in life it's like it's really hard for us to trust Him.
Yeah.
And a good Bible story of trusting God is David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Like the Philistines wanted to go to war with the Israelites and everything. And they were on one side and Israelites were on the other side. But it was one of those things. It's like So the Philistines wanted to go to war, and so they chose to choose. They both agreed. I can't remember his name. He has a weird, awkward name for the Philistines, the emperor, king, whatever.
Oh, I can't remember his name either.
Listen, awkward name, really weird name.
Yeah.
But
it's 1 Samuel 17, right?
It's first. It's in 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 17. But it was one of those things like they they chose to choose their best fighters, which the Philistines chose Goliath. And in different variations of different translations, in the Bible, he can be from anywhere from 6 foot to 11 foot.
Yeah, I think most Bibles say 6 cubits.
6 cubits, which is 9'9", which
yeah,
that's tall.
Yeah, no.
we see 7 foot like Yao Ming. He's 7 foot, and that's tall. But like he's 9'9", like
fully encoded in armor, man.
Oh
right?
yeah, and it was talking. It's like even in the Bible it tells you it's like I think his like helmet is like the weight like 5,000 shekels.
Yeah, and
I think
I don't know what the exact weight of a shekel is, but I think some of the things I've heard is that could probably be up to 10 to 20 pounds itself.
Yeah, and he also had an armor bearer too. Like, imagine having someone carry your armor for you, and they have to put on all that weight. Like, you have to find like another person's like 9'9", but how are you gonna do that when?
I mean, either that armor bearer for Goliath was just genuinely yoked, or it was one of Goliath's brothers. I don't see any other way.
Yeah, let's have a 9'9" guy, and like because you have to fit everything properly. It's like you can't just give him like just other things. It's like you have to fit him properly. But also in the story, it's like David trusted God. He's delivered him from the paws of bears and lions.
Oh yeah.
Like David's out there watching the sheep of his father and everything, and you're a shepherd. Like you have to protect your sheep.
Oh yeah.
And
I think this really bleeds into leadership too.
Yeah.
Because nobody else knew this, but at this point David's been anointed, right? He is in the eyes of God technically the king of Israel. Don't get me wrong, the soldiers don't know that. His brothers
no one knows this. Actually, well, in the movie David, his brothers know because they were all in the same room. But
really,
in the movie David, it's a really good movie, by the way. But in the movie, Samuel anoints him, so his Ema sees it, so his mother, his father Jesse sees it, and all of his brothers and his sister as well. They all see him get anointed, I believe. It kind of looked like it, like everybody was there.
Yeah, when we see him getting anointed in the story, I don't know if his brothers knew that, because if all of his brothers had knew that. And even if they did, right, you see David coming up, and all of the Israelites are scared of Goliath. I mean, I can't blame them.
Would you want to fight a 9'9" guy? I know I wouldn't. I mean, I
can't blame them. That is a very hard moment to trust God in, and it's a very hard moment to see things the way they truly are. But David
being David.
I mean,
he's such a
14, 15-year-old David, right? So, still going through puberty David, squeaky voice and all, comes to deliver food to his brothers, and every day, for 40 days, Goliath has come out to the front, and no Israelite has come to face him. And David says, okay, you know what?
I'll do it.
Yeah. So I think that's really where we find David trusting his God, is David said, God, you have anointed me.
Yeah, and you've made me who I am. It's
you have prepared me by, like you said earlier, making me face the bears and the lions and all these predatory animals, and you have delivered me. So will you not much more deliver me against our enemy?
Yeah, but and Saul does dress David when he goes up. But so in 1 Samuel 17, 38 through 40, and it says that, then Saul clothed David with his armor. He put a helmet of bronze on his head and clothed him in the coat of mail. And David strapped his sword over his armor, and he tried in vain to go, for he had not tested them. Then David said to Saul, I cannot wear these, for I have not tested them. So David put them off, and then he took his staff, and he chose 5 smooth stones from the brook, which a brook is pretty much just like a little creek in between, because that's exactly how it was. It's like they were on one side, and there's just like one little creek that was in front of them. So David chose 5 stones from the brook and put them in his shepherd's pouch, his sling in his hand, and he approached the Philistines. Well, I know the story from the Bible and from the movie David are very different, but when Goliath saw David, he didn't want to fight him because he wasn't going to kill a child.
Yeah.
It was kind of morally wrong, and it still is. But it was, he didn't want to fight the child, but the king of the Philistines was saying, just show them and everything. It's like, kill the small boy and just show them that it's like, this is what it is. And then, but in the movie, David states that he has God with him. And then Goliath pretty much looks straight to the sky and starts yelling at God, saying, show yourself, who do you want to see Goliath fight a god and everything? Because David said that he has God on his side. So
yeah, interesting. But I think that's part of how we need to live. If we want to live a righteous life, we need to live like God is with us.
Always, yeah.
And he is, right? We are his temple as individuals and as the church. His Holy Spirit resides in us.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, right? And I think this kind of gets into another point, though. What happens when we're trying to guard our heart with other things, even unconsciously, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think shame and guilt, that's when we try to guard our heart.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I don't think it's a conscious thing, though. I think it just is us ending up to wearing our shame and guilt because we go, oh, God, I don't deserve the sacrifice on the cross. I don't deserve this. And let's be honest, we don't.
No, none of us.
But that's part of why he died on the cross. It wasn't just for our sin, right? There's in John 19, 19 through 30, right? It's Jesus on the cross, right? They've brought up the hyssop branch for him to drink from, and with the sponge of the sour wine. He drinks it, and he utters his last words. And he says, in most translations, it says, "It is finished," or "It is accomplished."
Yeah.
Right? And then he passes, right? His last breath happens right there. And there's a specific word in the Greek for that, and that's tetelestai. And I actually ended up asking one of our professors for a study on this. And I know you guys love your Greek lessons, so let's get this a little bit clearer. So what does tetelestai mean, according to Professor Ammon? It seems clear to me that when John concludes the scene at the cross, and Jesus breathes his voice utters the final remark needed to close the book on the mission given to him. The task is done. The price has been paid. Nothing else can be paid, which will increase the value of the sacrificial offering, and God's justice has been completely served. Right? Jesus not only lived the righteousness needed to live to get into heaven, but he lived such a perfect life to pay for our sin, but also to pay for our guilt and shame, right?
Oh, yeah.
He says, you are my brothers and sisters if you do my Father's will, right? Yeah. So part of living righteously is living like we don't have the shackles of sin bearing down on us, pulling us down. There's two ways this can go. We can either be free from sin, free from the shame and guilt of I'm imperfect, because
we all are. I mean, I've messed up. I'm sure you've messed up. And
I'm sure you've messed up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And this is not us trying to attack you. This is just the honest truth. We've all fallen short of the glory of God.
Yep. I've fallen short a lot.
We have stories, and we could make episodes hours long with just stories.
100% of just us falling short of the glory of God.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, take Adam and Eve, for an example. Yeah. Like, they kind of fell short of the glory of God and everything. It's like when they took a bite of the tree of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I know the stories. I just when they took a bite of the tree of knowledge and everything, it's like they knew good and evil, and they kind of figured out that they were naked. It's like they had no clue they were naked, honestly.
Well, I don't think it's that they knew that they were naked.
No, they probably did, but they weren't ashamed
yeah.
of being it. But once they took a fruit and they knew good and evil, they felt very shameful that they did it, because they hid from God. They heard God walking in the Garden of Eden, and they both were like, "Oh, we got a dip," and they both just went and hid. And he asked, he's like, "Where are you guys?" He's like, "Well,
we knew we were naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, how do you know?
And it's not that I think God didn't know that they had eaten of the fruit, but he was seeing if they were going to be honest with him.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it is and I think to some extent they were. I think to some extent they were still prideful.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
Adam tried to blame Eve and God.
Oh yeah. Well, and then he tried to blame them, and then Eve tried to blame the serpent, which
Yeah, like
the serpent did deceive her, so that's
the
what
serpent did deceive her, but she still listened, right?
Yeah.
And this is a whole other episode in and of itself.
I know, sadly, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
But I think part of living righteously is seeing people as how God sees them. I think that's
Yeah.
part of why they weren't ashamed to be naked in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Is because they saw each other as God had made them.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We were God's perfect creation.
Yeah.
But once they took the bite of the fruit is when sin really entered the world and everything. I mean, like
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think righteous living means we live for God.
Yeah.
And we live to do his will.
always.
Absolutely. And I think that pretty well sums some of that up is we are an imperfect world, but we are still God's creation, and he loves us, and he came down and died for us, and he wants us to be looking forward to his return.
Always. Yeah.
But how we do that is righteous living in the present.
Yes. Exactly. It's how we live. We have to live for him and everything.
Yeah. And I think part of that, which makes us really hard, is we are constantly under attack from Satan.
Oh yeah.
Right? Satan is constantly trying to deceive us like he did Eve. He is constantly trying to make us blame others like Adam did.
Oh yeah.
Right? But can I ask this? What happens when we're blaming ourselves more than we are anything else, right? We're judging ourselves constantly.
Oh yeah, that's called self-judgment. I mean,
Yeah.
I know for myself personally, I've judged a lot of people before I truly got to know them. Like one of my friends, I told him later, I'm like, hey, it's like when I first met you, I didn't like you. Like I thought you were annoying. I thought like this. But once I truly got to know him, we were best friends. But I judged him to myself because he had a better car, he had better things, he had things that I wanted. And another example of too is like me, I'm kind of a big guy. I'm not like super jacked like everybody else is. Like I'd like to be jacked. Like I truly do. But I have to put in all the work and effort to do this, while some people just pretty much are born that way. It's like they have that family genetic where it's like they don't really have to try. Like they just like, oh yeah, it's like I woke up and this is how I look today. Me, I'm like, oh, I look like this, and I'm like, oh, now I have to put in the work and effort to get to look like that, and then I have to eat a certain way. It's
frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Yeah.
I think one of the ways that I've tried to guard my heart against the world is I've tried to escape the world. I know I've judged myself. I know I've tried to hide the truth of what God has told me behind my sin, behind my shame and guilt. But I think the truest way I found myself trying to not live the righteous life God called me to was running away from what God had called me to, running away from some of the ways that I chose to live, and it just meant I was constantly running, and I was exhausted, and I was scared, and I was fearful, and my heart, it was exhausted and scared, and it needed protection of righteousness. And I think that's the truest thing is our hearts need righteousness.
Oh yeah.
Because what else can actually protect them?
Yeah.
In the Peabody book I mentioned in the first episode, the author talks about how sometimes we try to have both the armor of God and our own extra protection.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like trying to wear a jacket underneath the armor.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out because it's not fitting and it allows Satan to get in through the sides. It allows Satan to get through. Or the armor doesn't fit anymore because it's fitted for just a tunic.
Yeah.
It's fitted for something loose underneath.
It's fitted to fit your body. It's what that is. It's fitted to fit you properly so that no cracks and no seals can be broken, because when you're in war, it's like you have to have everything tight on you. Yeah. Because it's like if one side's open and the enemy sees it, like they can kill you. It's simple as that. It's like, so it has to be fitted properly and it has to sit tight on you. So that's when David was, when you mentioned like he hadn't tested it before. It's like I don't think he really could move his arm, because I think it was too heavy. I think. Oh yeah, that's fair too. Yeah, he's 15 years old. Yeah. And Saul's like 40. I don't know. He's old. And Saul's tall, right? Yeah. Saul's. I don't think he's quite 7 foot, but he's near 7 foot too. Yeah, he's like near. He's like a good height. Like So he's already tall and lengthy, and he fills out this armor because it's his armor. It's fit for him. That is what the breastplate of righteousness is to us. It is fit for us, right? Each individual wears the breastplate. Yeah. Another way for us to honestly wear the breastplate is listening to God as well, would you say? Yeah. Well, I think that's just part of wearing the armor of God. I think that's part of what the belt of truth, right? The armor rests on the belt, bringing everything together. Yeah. And I think we have to have the the belt of truth. Sorry. No, you're good. It's a funny mistake. That was a funny mistake. But no, we need the belt of truth for the breastplate to rest on. Yeah. So that we can actually let it be there, right? So I think part of living out a righteous life is, like you said, knowing what God says about us. Yeah. Right? God says that we are his creation. We are his children. He wants us and he cares for us. And I think that's part of the truth of living out a righteous life. Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree with that. I mean, yeah. So, but in the end, I mean, do you have anything else? I think there's one more thing. Yeah, let's see it. Aiden said that was really powerful when I was working and researching on this. And this is all Aiden here and all the Holy Spirit here, is we put on armor not because we are strong, but because we are weak. Yeah. And I think that's the end note I want to leave off of our research, or at least my research here, is we need the breastplate of righteousness not because we're so great and we're so high and mighty, but because we truly are weak. And that is how God has said, I am going to use you and help you and give you the supernatural strength to do the things you can. And that's putting on this breastplate. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's like when putting on the breastplate of righteousness, it's like you have to remember that it's not only something that protects your heart. It's something that is just like it's a way that we should be living. It's like we should be showing people like this is how we should live. This is right living. Like listening to God, trusting God, loving God wholeheartedly. Yes. It's like this is the way that we should be having this breastplate on. Yeah. And everything else like that. So. Yeah. And so I want to ask you gossipers and just ask you, if you aren't wearing the breastplate of righteousness, what are you wearing it in its place, right? God's righteousness and what he has called you to, right? It's easy to let something else be worn because it's uncomfortable to wear. Because it goes directly against our sinful nature. Yes. Our flesh does not like the breastplate. But man, does our heart need it and our soul love it. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got anything else? I got nothing else. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode today. It was really fun talking about it, and you get to see Aiden and Matt next week. So yeah, and they're talking about the truth, breastplate of righteousness. Come on, we got the verses here. Man, we are not doing well on some of this, are we? No, it's okay. I mean, again,
part of why we need righteousness is it keeps us humble.
It does keep us humble. I mean, we just humbled ourselves with
And shoes for your feet, having ready the gospel.
the gospel. Alrighty, well,
So,
you heard it from us. So,
Aiden and Matt are going to have a lot of fun talking about the gospel of peace, and we will see you the week after that. And, yeah.
peace.
Off with us all.
Oh, it's a 6-7. It's a 6-7. I'm sorry. No, I'm being so legit. That's exactly what my computer percentage is at right now. It is currently sitting at 6-7%.
Why 7%?
6-7%. See?
That's kind of crazy, man.
Oh, and my volume's also. Oh, wait, never mind. Hold on. That's not my volume. It's at 6-7. It's not.
Aw. You should put your volume to 6.7 just for the.
Just for the bit, you know. Bro, I have to edit this later too. Oh,
What is it?
I'm editing this video. I think I'm editing this video.
Oh, yeah.
So me.
You're editing Aiden and Matt's video.
Oh yeah, and then you're gonna be editing this one. So you and Aiden are gonna be sitting here watching us just do 6-7 the whole time.
No, I think all four of us can do it together. Just all of us just watching us.
Such a meaning
6-7.
6-7.
The amount of time